Know the expression, gestures, no matter how big or how small, can make a difference? Well, in this world, it's not just a metaphor. If you want something to happen, explore and touch things, especially glowing things, and the story will continue. I have a story for you, so listen. Listen. I'm a scar in the landscape whose story begins 1.6 million years ago. I'm the mystical place where King David sought refuge and sang his songs. I've trapped the soul of a woman in a statue of salt. I'm where men and women have woven shoreside dreams, where they grew date groves near my springs. Yes, stories are born from my lifeless waters, from my barren shores. The stories continue to this day. So listen, listen. See the
ويومر هملخ لقرو لحرطميم ولا أشافيم ولا مخشفيم ولا كشديم لهجيث لملخ حلوم ثاو ويوؤو ويعمذو لفناه هملخ.
I'm a place of paradox. Some want to escape as soon as they get here. Others, for some mysterious reason, can't leave. They become the heroes of my countless stories, crystallized in memories woven through the millennia. But everything moves differently now, and something's broken. In places like this one, you can move by squeezing the trigger with your index finger. Okay, now release. This, what you see here, it wasn't for you to see today, or tomorrow, or in a million years for that matter. These are ruins, no matter how beautiful. No matter how beautiful. Meet those who have stayed behind. You are now part of them. The last of my heroes. My last heroes standing. Follow the glowing light, point to it, and teleport.
One day I went into the water. I closed my eyes and suddenly felt the sea hugging me. I didn't feel as if I was entering the water. I felt as if I was being hugged by the sea. Everywhere I look, any time of the day and from every angle, I see a new painting, a new world. The intensity and beauty of nature here is absolutely incredible. It's the most lively place, despite its name. Six years ago, following a battle with psoriasis and arthritis, I decided to move to the Dead Sea. It was a big lifestyle change. Looking back, it was a courageous decision to make. From being the center of a family, leaving my partner and 4 children behind, leaving my studio and my students, suddenly I had to start all over again in a new place. I rented out my house and moved to a small room so I could be next to the sea. Come, let's go, Luna. You're in a life or death situation. What helped me get over this crisis is this vast landscape. At first, I was afraid to walk on my own. I relied on someone to assist me. Then I needed Luna to pull me back up the mountain. She was just like my guide dog. It was only once I was in the water that I was able to straighten out my body. I would walk to the beach hunched over from the muscular atrophy. I was barely able to breathe from the pain. But in the water, I was able to breathe. And slowly, I got stronger. Nothing feels closer to being in the womb of the earth than soaking in the spring at the Dead Sea. Lying down in the sun for a few hours, listening to the water flow, creating my own water pools. It expands the soul. It worries me that we don't take care of our environment, our nature. It worries me very much. I'm thinking of a situation that might happen in another 20 years where I might not be able to go down to the Dead Sea. It will be a disaster. Not just for me, for everyone. Many wonders have happened here. I received a present in a package that nobody would want to open.
I'm called the Dead Sea. Harsh, hostile, too hot. Yet people come to me to heal. It's not a contradiction. Here, the rays of the sun bend differently. My waters soothe the skin. Here, humans and nature connect. Disrupt that balance and you get this. Another of my salt crystals is waiting for you. Pick up the roll to discover the story of this place.
I was looking in my pockets in order to find something to write, to leave behind. Eventually, I recalled that in my rucksack, there is a cylinder of toilet paper. So I used this toilet paper not for the original purpose, And I left some messages to my family members, and I wrote and I wrote and I wrote, and it was an anchor for me, for my mental survival. The first seconds after my fall were very dramatic. I saw nothing. I didn't know if something happened to my eyes or I'm in another world. The weather was pretty hot. I was very thirsty. I thought that this is my end. Later on, I had enough time to think about a lot of things. I decided to take some measurements because this is only one opportunity to document a sinkhole from inside. The kibbutz where I live was founded in 1953. The mind of the people was to come back to biblical Engedi, raising dates especially, which is not just a fruit for eating, this is a whole culture. After 10 years of working in the dates, the sinkholes appeared, and nobody could ever imagine that such a thing will happen in the Dead Sea. And it was quite natural for me, as a geologist, as somebody who very connected to this area, to try to find solution to the problem of the sinkholes. I was the first investigator to investigate the sinkholes, and still today I'm dealing with that. The level of the Dead Sea today reflects the regional shortage in water. Most of the water is diverted to human purposes, and the Dead Sea doesn't have any solution to compensate the loss in water. People refuse to believe me that this phenomenon will spread all over the coastal plain of the Dead Sea. They called me names like the prophet of the sinkholes. They demanded me not to speak about it in order not to ruin the tourism to this area. When I was rescued, it was a great feeling. I saw lights. After several minutes, I saw the face of somebody from above, and this was the beginning of the rescue operation. And I knew that everything will be okay. I knew I might fall into sinkholes sooner or later. All this drama, the color of the water, and the landscape is like walking on the moon. So there are very beneficial experiences as well, in addition to the risks and the hazards. But I'm part of this area. I cannot leave this place. So that's why I'm dedicated to the work, because I'm dedicated to the place. Investigating this phenomenon is a crucial matter. We have to find solutions. But it will never be the same, never.
People do not come to my shores as warriors. They come here with dreams, like farming and growing lush date groves in my foothills. This is what remains. This is what man-made accelerated change looks like. This is what greed and water politics looks like. Still, some continue to fight for what was and could have been. for their dreams.
Once, this whole area was filled with storks. They landed during the night. The entire area was filled with them and all the trees as well. It was so beautiful, my God. My daughter was ecstatic. Is there a better life than this?
Remember, glowing objects create change.
I arrived in Ein Gedi in 1968. In the beginning, when I arrived here, it was all wilderness. Sun rays woke you up in the morning, and when I stepped outside my house, the sea was only 3 meters away. When I moved here, I bought plants. I had fig trees, pomegranate bushes, grapevines, clementines, and pomelas. The produce that grew here was the best. This is where the caravan and camping grounds were. It was one of the most vibrant places, with 90% capacity throughout the year. Lots of people came to the sea and the Sweetwater Springs, as if they were coming to recharge themselves, like batteries. I was the council's beach manager. Here in this campground, I had 10 employees. In 1994, the first sinkhole appeared. Then another sinkhole opened, and another, and another. At first, we brought trucks with soil to fill up the sinkholes. We didn't want people to panic. A few years later, a maid at the campgrounds was walking with her cleaning basket when all of a sudden, poof, was swallowed up by an 8-meter sinkhole. And then they decided to shut down the park. Slowly, the sinkhole started progressing towards my home. The municipality decided to shut down my electricity and water. They told me, "You know you have to leave." I said, "Yes, I know. But guys, I've been here for 50 years. I lived here my whole life. I raised my kids here." So I stayed.
you called me the Dead Sea since the beginning of human memory. But I've lived and given life. With or without water, I'll still be here, forever changing. What is dying in this place now, as my waters disappear, is possibility. This is how human stories end. No more gardens in my foothills. No more mythological kings and healing springs. No more shores for the artists and warriors of this world. No more Dead Sea dreams. This is the end. The end of human stories.